City of Toronto in order to create visualizations. The problem is right now that in the past, the city has not published budget data in anything that's machine readable at all. It's all in PDF reports and really nasty ones at that. So there's two parts of the problem that we're tackling. One is the actually getting the data problem, and the other problem is then the visualization of the data. So I'll talk a little bit about the getting the data problem. So as we all know, getting reasonable data out of PDF formats really sucks. So it turned into a very manual process. But I've already put the call out online. I think I might get a few other volunteers to help in that process a little bit. But we're actually going to leveraging, one thing I'm really interested in is a group in London, Ontario is working on a very simple API for city data where however we get data into a repository that then anybody can build services on. So I really like that idea, and I also like the idea of then using the data structure that we develop as a spec for the city to deliver data for the next round of the budget. So this is going to be coming up in the next few months. So whatever we develop, we'll say, you know what, this is what you should be producing and releasing to the open community. And once it's released, then there will be this service available so that people can do all sorts of kinds of visualizations without having to solve that data problem. So that's, as far as I'll talk about that part.
Well, the other side of it is grabbing some of that code that the London team has developed. So they've created a program to house this data and then also to expose it as a web service for other developers to then take that data and kind of on the front side experiment with ways of visualizing that. So I was playing around a little bit with Google Visualizations API, and then that can kind of quickly allow you to graph things and play things around. And we ended up hitting a couple of limitations in terms of how they can visualize the data. So we were looking at, there was a budget process, I think it was in the UK, that does a pretty good job in terms of visualization, that you can look at these departments or these groups and very easily navigate through them. And it's quite interactive. I think it's all written in JavaScript, where Google leverages some Flash, which is kind of sketch. So we were thinking of trying to figure out what the UK group is doing and if any of their code is available, or just observing kind of the use cases they've thought through and seeing if we can borrow some of that.
The main point of what we're trying to accomplish, I think, is demonstration, so that it causes some